What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Arcade Motorsports Consulting, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, and Profab Headers and Exhaust. What is up? I am the one that sounds like I can't breathe through my nose because I can't. I'm David.
I'm Sterling. What's up, y'all? I'm staying distant from him, so I don't get sick.
He is
whatever he might have.
He is socially distancing himself.
Yeah. No, I don't care about that. It don't even matter. But yeah, so I'm in the truck. I'm riding down the road and making it happen here, man. So yeah, what's up with you?
I don't know it. Just chilling out here at the house like I've been doing all day. I decided I'd keep away from work too, What better reason to, stay home.
Exactly, bro. I mean, you got to take the proper precautions, man. You don't know what it could be, so.
Never do.
You never do. It might be one of them terrible sinus infections. It might get everybody, but so you just gotta watch out.
It could be. That's what it feels like. I feel like my face has got a cinder block sitting on it.
Yeah, that ain't no fun.
It's all fun. It's all fun.
Yeah.
But I figured I'd sit here and what am I watching? I got the replay on from this past weekend at the Gap up there at the Southern National Tour there.
Sweet.
I think Dale McDowell won this race. Pretty sure. So, anyway.
That's the cool thing, but you can go back and watch all kind of daggone races on there now, where we used to not can do that. We used to be the same 3 races forever.
Yeah.
Now we got options.
Yeah, MAV TV used to show either East Bay or Golden Isle. That was the only races.
That was it.
That was the only races they showed all year long.
That was it, bro.
Yeah. So anyway, what you been up to this week?
Man, just been working and fighting the rain, and we have gotten some rain here lately, but we are not in a drought anymore, thank goodness.
No.
I know a lot of people are. A lot of people around Texas, California, and all around over there. I know they catching that was no rain, but.
Well, I know you was out. I know you was out that way, and I mean not exactly in this area, but I know you was out that way here a few weeks ago. But have you watched any of that stuff about Lake Mead?
I have not.
You need to look that up. That is some insane stuff. That is the lake that the Hoover Dam is on.
Oh, okay.
And it comes from Colorado River, I think it is. And that thing has dried. I mean, not completely dried up, but that was one of the deepest lakes in the world. And it is insane how much it has dropped. And I mean, it's crazy. Just go look it up. If you haven't looked it up, look it up, because no matter what I tell you, it ain't gonna do it just as far as the pictures. But they have found human people remains anyway. They have found boats and cars and all kind of stuff that were just down at the bottom of this lake, or in certain areas anyway. Yeah, they just all of a sudden unearthed themselves.
Are they using the water for drinking water, or they just that much of a drought?
No, that water was used for a power plant. That was where most of the power came from, supposedly in, I can't remember. I know a lot of Nevada and Arizona and big area around there, because that was used off the Hoover Dam there.
Too many lights in Las Vegas. Turn some of the lights off, man. It might save some water.
Well, they're not worried about using it from there now, because it's dropped under, because there was these big turbines down in the water, and it has dropped too low for the turbines to reach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the lake can't even fill them up now. So
that's not good.
No, it's not good at all. It is insane water. They're talking about how it's dropping like 2-3 feet a week.
Wow.
But they say it's just drought situation.
Yeah, it's terrible over there. It really is. I've seen a little bit of that. When we were in California, I mean, there was still it wasn't as bad as last time I went. People were still, you could use car washes then or this time, whatever, but you're still kind of limited on the amount of water. You kind of had to watch that. There's so many waterless urinals over there. They're everywhere. Supposedly save a lot of water or whatever.
The new bathrooms at Florence Motor Speedway actually have those too.
Hey man, they stepping up, brother. That's big time stuff right there. They're looking out for the environment. I'm proud of.
We're playing our part in the racing industry here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what made me even remember that, because I don't just stare at urinals, but
that's kind of a big thing, because I can't figure out how it works.
Well, I don't want to think about how it works, actually.
I don't either, really, honestly. But I mean, like, I think that thing be stinking, bro. You know.
That's what it seems like to me. It's like, how does my thoughts exactly.
Yeah. So, but it works. It somehow works. So,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's we've got plenty of rain over here. Lasts us a little while for sure.
Yeah, we
rain
have
about every day. Since we got back from California, it's rained every single day.
So. Yeah, I've everybody in my neighborhood probably thinks my lawnmower broke or something. It's like, no, it hasn't. It's just every day when I've gotten home from work, it starts pouring down rain.
Yeah, can't do it.
I could have pulled George Blackman and just cut it in the rain to keep the dust down, but.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Cut it when the sun comes up, where it ain't so dusty.
Yeah, but the problem is we haven't had it's not just like a little bit of rain. It has been like these insane thunderstorms.
Oh yeah, terrible.
That sound like the house is going to blow away.
Yep.
So I don't know.
It's not right if we don't start the show off without talking about weather. So
yeah,
we've had did that part. We had to do that. But yeah, man, everything's been good as far as work and kids. Leslie's been sick, which is part of the deal, I guess. So, she's getting better. She's on the mends. We had a pretty good weekend. And, ready for another week, man.
Cool. Well, yeah. Kayla has Jackson at the doctor right now, actually. Seeing what's going on with him, too. We all been sniffling and stuff around here, so who knows. This past weekend, I went somewhere in Florence that, well, I've been there one time before, but never actually went to the main part of it. I went to the Florence Public Library.
No, you did.
Landon had to have some books. He's got to do 2 book reports over the summer for school.
What?
Yeah. I like it.
What kind of mess is that?
Keep him working, Mo. Keep him working.
I mean, yeah, I reckon so. Dang, I used to like summers for not having to do that. I didn't do it during the school year, so man, that'd be tough.
Well, fortunately, the books they're making him do, they're not too big a book, so it shouldn't be. It won't be too hard for him. But yeah. So we had to go there. We ran. Well, let's see. Last week was just same old. We didn't do a whole lot during the week. Saturday we got up, all went and ate breakfast. Went to IHOP. Ain't been there in a while.
Hey man, you can't go there unless you go at 3:00 in the morning. Bro.
Well, it didn't feel right. I couldn't get my normal thing, bro. I didn't tell him times 2.
No, don't tell him times 2. Don't do that. Man, you get the steak, you get the beef tip and eggs, bro. You ain't get it. Bro.
No, I didn't get it. I thought about it. And looked at that big steak omelet they had, and that looked really good. So I was like, I'm gonna get that. So
hey man, when it's splurge day, bro, you gotta splurge. You gotta do it right.
it wasn't splurge day. It wasn't splurge day. So
Oh.
that's why I had to keep. That's why I had to keep your omelet. I had to keep your omelet.
Oh, that's right. No bread.
Just no bread. No bread in that. No bread. Yeah. I didn't get no pancakes. I wanted some pancakes. I wanted some pancakes, but I didn't do no pancakes.
Gotta go on Sunday, bro. You gotta go on Sunday.
Yeah. So anyway, we went there. Then went to the library. And actually, visited the library part and looking through books. I know one thing. That library we got is huge. I mean, it is gigantic.
Yeah. It's about the biggest building in Florence.
Yeah, pretty much.
For a town that nobody reads in.
Have you been in there?
I have not. I don't read much, so I have not made it there.
Well, the actual library part of it was way smaller than what I thought it would be.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really not that big at all.
So what is it?
There's like a bunch of meeting rooms and stuff in there. I don't know. I don't know what all they were doing in there. Well, I'd went there one time before. Years ago, I applied with the fire department. We had to take a test, and we went in one of the meeting rooms and did the test.
Okay.
So that's the only reason I know there's meeting rooms in there. So I don't know. It's a nice building. It just ain't much library to it. I mean, they got a adult side, and then they have the children's library part.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I think the children's library part is probably bigger than the adult side.
As it should be.
Yeah, probably so. On the adult side, they do have DVDs. I found Andy Griffith. Thought about checking it out. Seasons 1 through 4. They had it sitting there. I thought about checking it out and watching, but then I realized I don't have a DVD player hooked up in my house anywhere.
You could probably, I'm pretty sure you can hit the little speak thing on the Roku remote, which I love because it works great. And you just type in it's just like Andy Griffith Show, and there you go, all come up.
Probably so. Probably so. It's just one of them things, just the nostalgia part of it, I guess. I just saw Andy Griffith sitting there. I was like, hey, I should watch that.
I love it. I love some Andy Griffith. Sanford Son, man.
Sanford Son's awesome. I love some Sanford Son.
Speaking of old stuff, I want to say happy birthday to Kale Babin. I think he's turning 60, right? I can't remember.
He was somewhere around there. He went to...
I can't remember. It's somewhere in
there. Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Yeah. He got to drive a little race car for his birthday, I hear.
He did. He went to Daytona International Speedway and drove the... I don't know if that was a NASCAR driving experience or Richard Petty driving experience, but either way, I think they're the same thing now. So which I talked to him while he was there and stuff, and he said he had a blast doing it. And he was down at Disney for a week and driving those. I said, yeah, you just had a big old time for your birthday. So
hey, you did it right.
For sure. So we hope Kale had a happy birthday. Looked like he had fun. Yeah. And then he came back and raced was it Saturday night? I think he raced Saturday night. Up at Atomic. And ended up finishing, I think he started like 12th or something, I want to say, and finished 6th.
Sweet.
Levi started like 10th and finished 5th, I want to say.
Hey, but they must have freight trained to the front.
It looked that way. So good job
hats off for them.
To the Rivertown Racing crew. But anyway, so all right, we left the library, came home, and got to chill out for a while. And I watched the Xfinity race that our buddy Derek Griffith was running there. We'll get into that here in just a little while. But then I went and did something else I had never done before. A lot of people's probably done this because it's, especially in our area, it all of a sudden got like really popular. Anyway, another buddy of ours, Neil Poston, it was his 50th birthday. And his sister and brother-in-law own a business here called Palmetto Axe. And it's axe throwing. Well, more like hatchet throwing, I guess you say. Not really axe. But they call it Palmetto Axe. But it was a lot of fun. We had a ton of fun there.
Cool.
We threw and threw and threw. So we had to go out there sometime. It was.
Yeah, I'm ready to check that out, man. I'm kind of scared to go with the ladies, but you didn't get hit. I take it. You survived.
I survived. I could see where it was. It could be a dangerous situation at times, but yes, I survived.
Cool. Good deal. Yeah, that seems like a lot of fun. So how far are you away when you throw in the axe or hatchet or whatever?
I didn't measure it, and I didn't even ask, but I'm pretty sure it's probably 12 feet or so. 12 to 15 feet ish, something right there.
Sweet. So they're actually real hatchets.
Oh yes. And I'm pretty sure you're supposed to wear closed-toed shoes in this place normally, but because this was a private event, I don't wear closed-toed shoes other than I have 3 pair of shoes, people. I have steel-toe work boots, I have my racing shoes, or I have flip-flops. That's the only shoes I wear.
He's even got a pair of steel-toe flip-flops.
I do. But that is literally the only shoes I wear.
That's it.
So I wore my flip flops in there, and I was sitting there thinking while I'm in there, I'm like, I'm pretty sure like steel toe should be a requirement in here because I just thought about it. I was like, if I drop this on my toe right now, I'd cut it off.
Oh yeah,
because they were sharp. Absolutely. I mean, they were sharp. I mean, it wasn't like you walk outside and go cut a tree down with it if you want to. I mean, it wasn't like they were dull or anything, and they had to be sharp because the wood you were throwing it into. I mean, it took some oomph to get stick.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Oh yeah. So it was fun. Got me a few bull's eyes actually. Was getting better and better at it there. So
I'm looking forward to it, man. We gotta go try it out sometime. That's for sure.
Yeah.
What do they have there? They have food and beverages, or it's just
I think they had soft drinks up. Now, I mean, this was a birthday party, so yes, we did have food and all kinds of stuff there.
Okay, so you kind of bring what you want.
Yeah.
In a party situation.
Yeah.
I got you.
But no, we had a lot of fun there. But anyway, then Sunday morning went to church, played some music, had a good morning there, had a good message from Pastor Mac, and then I went to we all went to my mom and dad's house, and I threw some steaks on the grill and cooked some steaks and chilled out and watched the Cup race yesterday.
Hey man, that sounds like a nice Saturday, Sunday for sure. Right? I like to chill out a little bit, huh?
It was. I didn't feel the greatest, but it was what it was. No. So, but anyway, I reckon we got some racing to get into. Man, it was a weekend of it, I reckon. What should we start with? What you think?
I don't know, man. There's a whole lot of it. I don't know, but let's go ahead and talk about Derek, man. How about that?
Let's do that. Let's talk about our buddy Derek. Derek Griffith. I messaged him Saturday morning, told him good luck, all that fun stuff, and we'd be watching him, and we just talked a little bit about a few other things. But he practice times, I think he was inside the top 10 practice times Friday. Went to qualify, said he got loose in 3 and still qualified 22nd, I want to say it was. Best qualifying effort so far. But he said there was a ton more in the car. That was an eventful race, to say the least. Well, even for him. Derek got in the race and Sam Hunt Racing Toyota there, and made his way up like quickly to 14th. I mean, was running good, and I'm listening to him. I'm watching the race and listening to him on the on NASCAR.com on the radio on the scanner deal. And he said, and he starts talking. He said something's going weird in the power steering. I said, oh crap! But he was still running good time, still doing all right. But I figured it was getting worse and worse because he started talking about it more and more. So, yeah. And then you could see times fall off a little bit, which he was towards the end of a tire run too. And they come in, bring it in, go under the hood, look, figure out what's wrong with it, but they couldn't fix it right then. They had to get parts to fix it, so he had to run the whole next stage with no power steering, which was just tough. Ended up causing him to spin. He said over the radio, he said, I can get in there. I can drive in the corner as long as I am turning to the left. I'm fine, holding there. He said, the problem is when I have to correct back to the right. He said, I can't catch up real fast.
Right.
So that was the issue he had. He drove in under a car, and they kind of pinched him down and caused him to get loose. And he just couldn't turn the steering wheel hard enough or fast enough to get caught back up. But so he spun it out there, but still managed to come back. By the time it was all said and done with the DQs of Noah Gregson and Landon Castle, still ended up 18th. So.
Yeah, well, he was. I mean, at one point I saw he was running. I thought I saw him up in the top 5 or 6 at one point in time. I don't know if that was in a fuel mileage deal or what.
Yeah, but, I think that was as pit stops were cycling or something there. I mean, he got up there, but like I said, he was running a solid. Oh, he was running time even at the end of the race after they got it fixed and all, and he was running times that were good enough to be in the top 8.
Wow.
So just bad luck is all that was.
Man, he's had it. He's had the. He ain't had no luck but bad. That's for sure.
This year's been rough for him, man.
It has. I mean, even in his late model, I mean, you name it, it's been tough. I hate it for him, but I know they noticed that, and he's got some more stuff lined up for him.
He does. He got a few races here towards the end of the year, or a little later in the year. Still with Sam Hunt Racing, which fortunately you could even tell by the Facebook post that whoever puts out for them that they really understood. They put it on them. They didn't put it on him at all. They said, he did better with that car with the circumstances probably anybody could have done,
Right.
So, and he did. He did. So they said that they let him down, which, I mean, they didn't really let him down. It's just one of them things that happen.
Well, yeah, you can't.
Power steering line busted. I mean, there's just, you can't play in that.
No, you sure can't.
But
it's just tough, man. You get behind the 8 ball like that, and he's trying so hard to make a statement every chance he gets. It ain't like it's every week.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. It's definitely tough. That's a tough world of racing, especially when you're trying to make a name and get with a team. That was just like when he went and ran with Kyle Busch Motorsports in the truck at Gateway last year, and it just, I mean, he didn't get any practice. Well, races coming around pretty good and gets wrecked. I was like, well, crap.
Right.
So.
Yep. It's tough.
That's part of it, though, I reckon. But that was an eventful race. There was a ton of carnage in there, to say the least. It was one of the most wreckful races I think I've ever seen in New Hampshire. That was man. They
well, one thing about New Hampshire, like you say, kind of is it's such narrow straightaways. It's kind of like a big Martinsville, if you will. But man, if somebody gets turned coming off the corner, it just collects everybody. But they always run three wide down in the corners. So it makes a mess.
Dude, they were running at one point 4 wide through the corners and making it out, which was crazy. Which they was
Yeah.
Now, in saying they were running 4 wide, somebody was 4 tires on the apron, but still,
Right.
It was wild. There was that track. That's what they were talking about this entire weekend. They did not reapply any PJ1 to the track, or
right.
VHT or whatever they used. They didn't reapply. Yeah, sticky stuff. They did not reapply any of it. But some drivers were saying in certain areas they felt like there might have been some residual that was just still there from the last time they had applied it. And I actually think them hunting around for that made it a better racetrack.
I agree. Yeah.
It reminded me somewhat of a dirt track where they're, hunting for a little bit of moisture.
Right.
And then you go down a little lower or run up just a little higher and find a little bit, and you find a line that works for a little while. And then all of a sudden, after you run it so long, it goes away. So, but Justin Allgaier picked up a win there on Saturday. I know Noah and Daniel Hemrick kept going at it back and forth all day in the car there. One of them spin one out and another one spin the other one out. But yeah, but it was really funny because both of them saying that they didn't really mean to. It's just one of those deals.
Yeah.
Especially when Hemrick ended up wrecking himself and getting out of the race. At that point, he really going to say he didn't mean to because he didn't want to look like he wasn't good enough. So, I don't know.
Right.
It was funny, though. I really thought it was going to be something because we've all seen Noah before. He will go to somebody in a heartbeat. So.
Oh, he will. He definitely will. Saw that last week, matter of fact. But, yeah, I don't know, but he got to find a happy medium somewhere. Lead them guys along.
Well, what was bad, though, and he ended up running good and then gets disqualified. His, I can't remember which one it was. Is it a front? I think his front heights, he was too high on the front. Landon Castle was too high in the rear, I think it was.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I was like, I think I'd appeal with all the beating and banging that got done.
Yeah, exactly.
There, none of that could have helped your heights at all.
Right.
So, I don't know, but it was an eventful race.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I like New Hampshire. I've always like that track. I like driving on iRacing too. I really do. Always have. Some people don't. Some people don't like. Well, like Kyle Larson, for instance. We'll get to him a little bit later, but he always seems better at the more momentum tracks. But he's getting there. I mean, he's coming around that, I guess. But I don't know. I like that track. It's a lot of rolling corners and keeping momentum up, stay up on the top a little bit, and a lot of those guys do that. Martin Truex did great at that for a long time.
We'll see.
Like you said, it's really cool how you can move all over that racetrack. You can run the apron, you can run up 3-4 lanes up. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Myself, even though, like on iRacing, I'm not a fan of it. And it's not that. Well, it's not that I'm not a fan of the track. I'm not a fan of driving it myself because I'm not good at it. Because, and this is a problem that I actually have in real life racing. I hate backing a corner up and rolling a corner. I hate it.
Yeah. It's hard to do. It's hard to make yourself do it.
It's hard to me to make myself do it because, just like we came from a world of racing go-karts where you didn't back up no corner. You might if anything, you popped the throttle real fast and
that's it.
that was all. And you back in it wide open. I have to. The legend car, I don't necessarily have to back it up too much, but I typically have to roll farther than what I actually feel like I should be.
Right.
So that is the one of the issues I have to deal with. That is really funny to me because in my head, my brain can't process. I'm not that smart, I reckon. My brain can't process that staying off the gas.
Well, like you say, it's hard in a car. It's hard to think slower is faster, but it makes so much difference center off. It really does.
Oh yeah, especially like when we run over
that.
at Florence. I have to force myself to let the car roll at least another car length farther than what I feel like it should, and then get back in the gas. That's so. But yeah, that's a problem I have at track. Like that would be like loud and even on iRacing. But yeah, you and some other guys got figured out. But
yeah.
But so anyway, Sunday.
Well, going back to that,
oh, my bad.
My question to you on the Xfinity race, and like I said, I did not see it. I don't know, but the top 10, I'll run down top 10. Justin Allgaier, Trevor Bayne, okay, I get that. Brandon Brown, let's go Brandon, finished third. Jeremy Clements finished fourth. Sheldon Creed fifth. Ty Dillon, Austin Hill finished seventh. Kyle Weatherman eighth. Mason Massey ninth, and Bailey Curry 10th. So what was that during was that a fuel mileage race or what happened? Why is all those cars there?
No. What happened was, especially Bailey Curry, there was probably a lot of people really mad with him, actually. Now, they done what they had to do to finish up in the top 10 like that. Just like a bunch of them guys you see there did. I don't know that they weren't taking tires or they were only taking 2 tires, or it seemed like every restart they'd be up in the top 3. Like the number 4 car there. Yeah, they'd be up in the top 3. Once they hit the gas, make a couple laps, they'd fall way back. But they'd stay on the lead lap. Come next pit stop, they're back up front.
Wow.
And they may have been just stopping early or something. I really didn't pay attention to them, but I just knew every time they come back for a restart, they were up front.
Well, as many cautions as there was, I reckon you can do that, I guess.
And that's exactly what happened. They played the strategy well, I guess. Because when's the last time you ever seen that 4 car up there like that?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. That didn't make sense to me, but
no, it didn't make no sense. But they made it work, and somehow, I guess they saved their good tires to the very last restart there, and took off and kept up with them enough to get a decent finish out of it.
Hey, hats off to them, bud.
Yeah.
You gotta play the game.
Yep. Which actually ought to show them. Now there was a lot of good cars out the race due to a few wrecks, but still, it ought to show them. Look, you put good tires on this thing and give it what it needs. You can run with them.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I don't know. It was wild. It was wild for sure.
Well, hats off to Derek for sure. I know he was wanting a lot to come out of this race, his home track essentially there, and had a lot of probably friends and family there for that, and my opinion, hell, he had an awesome race. Due to the circumstances he had, I hate that. I wish now, knowing all that, he could have. If that hadn't happened, where would he been? But man, I tell you what, all that monkey's gonna get off his back at some point, and
it can't stay there forever.
Right. Exactly. So, looking forward to next time he's in an Xfinity car. Dude, I don't know how Hudson Speedway does it, man. I don't know. That's awesome they're able to do it for him, and but you know it's expensive to field an Xfinity car now, and man, they putting a lot of backing behind him for sure. So I appreciate Hudson Speedway too for going on and doing that and helping him out.
Definitely so. Here, I know he couldn't do it without him. I know he appreciates them too. It's a good looking car out there. Also.
Yeah, it really is. It sure is.
So I guess moving to Sunday. It was I thought Martin Truex Jr. was going to just check out on the whole thing.
It was the Martin Truex 250. It was the Martin Truex 250.
It definitely was. It definitely was. I thought he had it locked up. I was like, ain't nobody catching him today. And it just, no. But come down that last stage there, Christopher Bell and Chase Elliott had other plans.
Yep.
And that was also it was a pretty good race. A lot of comers and goers throughout the entire field. Ross didn't take anybody out that I saw.
No. Then he got on his bumper a little bit there and pushed him up the racetrack, but he was easy on it.
Denny got him, and then Ross come back and just passed him. Got back up under him, just stayed inside of him for I don't know how long.
Yeah, forever. Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I don't know. Like that last. Well, from what I saw, that last pit stop, I think Martin changed. He changed outside tires. I don't know if that's the first time they've done that all day. I don't know. Didn't see that part, but it just, man, the car just looked totally different. And I know he was behind cars. He's 10th or 11th there or whatever it was, and he just couldn't go nowhere. I don't know, but as dominant as that car was the whole race, I was surprised.
I don't know. It looked like, just watching the race, it looked like everybody was kind of running this line to begin with, you know, normal lines there. Well, all of a sudden, Chase Elliott and Christopher Bell, it's like they all of a sudden just changed their lines on the track. Like what I was talking about, finding that sticky stuff. And I'm wondering if that's where the dirt racer comes out of them, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Sure is. That could very well be.
It was like somebody accidentally or kind of accidentally found something there. It's like, oh, well, let's move around too. So I don't know. Right. It was an exciting race. First time in the first 20 races. I'm trying to remember how many times it's been done. I think it's the first time since 2011. I want to say it was. I could be wrong on the year, but there's been 14 different winners in 20 races.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, but it really is. I mean, I don't know if that's the product of this new car. I'm assuming it is, a lot of it. A lot of first-time winners this year, too. I think I heard this is the first time since 1950-something, which is like the second year that the series just started. There's been this many first-time winners. I think it's 6 or so. I can't remember exactly the number, but
right.
But yeah, man, that's crazy. It really is. You know, it kind of takes away from the winning your in deal in the playoffs.
I love that.
They keep going the way they're going. Oh, I do too. I really do. And it makes it so good because you got Martin Truex, you got Kevin Harvick, guys that are sure ins for the playoffs that ain't for sure in.
Right.
So
as of right now, cool. Harvick is out of it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which who would have thought that ever, you know?
Right.
So, I just and I don't care if it is Kevin Harvick. I just would love to see there be 17. I'd love to see, and I don't know if there ever will be, but I would love to see there be 17 winners, just so we can officially take that winning you're in out junk
out of it.
Out of it. Period.
Exactly. Well, it would kind of get away from that, that luck up win here or there. We've said it before. I mean, no offense to, like, I don't know, Michael McDowell or somebody that would go win at Daytona or Talladega, and he's made the playoffs. Well, is that just going to be a wasted spot?
Well, and I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, well, he's been all right, but that's like Austin Cindric this year.
Right. Right.
He won Daytona. What's he done since?
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So, I'd love there to be 17 winners there. That would make me happy. Just to.
It's definitely not a question yet. I mean, there's still 5 races left, I think, 6 races, whatever it is.
It still annoys me and will always annoy me that someone with more points doesn't make it into the playoffs.
Yes. I agree. I think a win should go towards your playoff points. So if you do make it in, that win goes to your playoff points. But, someone that, has, like you said, has 500 more points, I'm just going to use a number, than the person that won, don't make it. Don't make sense.
Right.
Really
don't. I am all for bonus points for winning. I don't care if you give them 50 bonus points for winning a race. But if they can't string together, enough good finishes, then that win shouldn't be weighted so heavily.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe one day we'll get back to that. I get the playoff system, and I don't mind the playoff system, but where the NASCAR
getting to the playoff system, I don't like.
Right. NASCAR is the only sport because they wanted this to be more like football, more like baseball, more like stick and ball sports, and that's fine with me. But the football teams, they're now granted it's easier for a team to win a football game than it is a team to win a NASCAR race. Don't get me wrong, because there's 2 teams playing every week, and one of them's got to win. But it goes off their win-loss record as to who makes it in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going off of that in NASCAR.
No, it's very hard to compare the two and try to build a playoff system off of that. You can't really do it, in my opinion. Even so, like we talked about in the playoffs. I mean, you have one hiccup on pit road, and it kills your whole whatever 4-race deal that is in a playoff. It does. You have one hiccup on the last race of the year, and it kills everything.
Yep.
It's just a lot different. It's a lot different than throwing an interception. Oh, I threw an interception in the Super Bowl. All right, well, you can come back from that. You can't always do that in a cup race.
Exactly.
So.
Yep, this is a quote-unquote completely different ball game, I reckon. So.
Yeah, exactly. So. It is, for sure. But speaking of ball games, we got All-Star Week with baseball. So
All-Star.
Anybody that's into the All-Star or anybody that's into baseball, man, there's 6 Braves going to the All-Stars, man. That's pretty cool.
I ain't been able to talk to you about this because you was gone on vacation and stuff. But I want to find out something. What your thoughts was anyway. Oh God, and I just had a brain fart and lost his name. Old dude that was star player for Braves last year went to Dodgers this year.
Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman. Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
I know as much because I wasn't even really into it, and and heard about it. So I know you heard all about the going downs of when he came back to play at Atlanta a few weeks back, I guess now, and finding out that his agent didn't actually give him the figures on
his last offer,
last offer and stuff with the Braves, and basically he made it sound like he would have taken that.
Yeah, I don't know. And his agent has since sued that Fox guy that put that out there. I don't know that it's true. I haven't seen a statement from Freddie saying that that's true. I just know that he fired his agent, and all this come out, but after that. So there's a reason he fired his agent.
Exactly. I mean, I know I'm probably assuming things, but these seem like pretty safe assumptions almost.
Exactly. So I don't really know. I know that he misses Atlanta. I know that. Anybody that watched that series can tell you that and see. He was definitely missing his home and all. I mean, hell, you do anything for 12 years, one place, you're gonna miss it.
Oh yeah.
And they just couldn't. They couldn't.
Your kids grew up there and everything.
Right. Exactly. So. And no offense to LA area at all, but it ain't Atlanta.
No, and it ain't the South.
It ain't that. And, there's so much differences there. So they gotten used to a certain way of lifestyle, and then going over there is totally different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. But Matt Olson is doing a heck of a job in his place, I guess, if you will. But Freddie was kind of the Chipper Jones of this era, I think.
Yeah.
As far as Atlanta goes, and to lose that's pretty major for a lot of Atlanta fans and all, and then for him too. I mean, because he knew that,
So since we own it, going into the All-Stars here, going to the little All-Star break, as they call it. Anyway, what's your feelings on the Braves for the final drive of the season there?
Well, they come to the break hard. I mean, I'm kind of proud of them for that, because they started off really, really sketchy there. They was pretty tough, but I think they won 15 or 16 games, whatever it was, straight, and won 20-something in June, which is pretty impressive. Almost beat their record. But, anyway, I think they're 2.5 games back from the Mets now. So they're playing good ball. They are. And as of late, they've been a better second half of the season team. So maybe they'll stick together and pull them out. But Austin Riley, I think he got 25 home runs at the break, which is insane. So he just got called up for the All-Star team there this past week. So that's cool for him to get to that. I mean, that boy's young, man. He just got into the league, and he's doing pretty awesome with that. So yeah, they got a good team. They got a good team right now, and got some guys hurt, but they pulling people. I don't know how they do it, man. They know who to pull and where to pull from and when to pull them. They a lot smarter than I am, because sometimes I'm like, what are y'all doing? Y'all doing some stupid moves, and then they turn around and it all works out. So, I don't know what deadline and all that stuff is as far as trade and stuff. I don't know, but they'll come up with all that, and they'll be ready for the final stretch there, man. Be ready.
It does. I get what you're saying. I get it, and I've always heard that. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. But I don't know, man. I guess just going back to the Freddie Freeman deal, it's just hard for me to say that it was ever a good idea under whatever circumstances to let him go.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. I really do. And I don't know what all he wanted. From what I could understand, he wanted 5 or 6 years so he could play out the rest of his career and retire with the Braves. And um, yeah, I guess as far as he knew, he couldn't get that. Whether it was an offer, I don't know. But that's what Dodgers gave him. So that's where he went. But
see, and that's what I'm saying is, and that's where I guess I've turned off from baseball a little bit last, I don't know, whatever years, is because there used to be that. There used to be, say, with Chipper Jones, say, with Fred McGriff, say, with, all them guys. That's what the Braves especially, it seemed like. Now, there was a lot of other teams that did the same thing, but the Braves especially, they wanted the career guys.
Oh, yeah. Yankees
back in the day
were famous of it, back in the day. And, things have changed so much now. I don't understand it all, honestly. There's so many different things that come along with baseball now that I don't have a clue about. And it drives me crazy, too, because I'm like, why are you getting rid of this dude? What's going on? Oh, there's some kind of this, that. There's so many different stipulations on the contract now.
Yeah.
Crazy, but yeah, and I probably misspoke a lot about all the contract stuff. I honestly don't know. I just know that Freddie Freeman no longer plays with the Braves. I can tell you that for sure.
That's true. I don't like it. I mean, just when I watch baseball, I don't like that Freddie Freeman ain't playing for the Braves. When I sat there and watched him accept his ring at the game, at his World Series ring when LA was playing the Braves there, and he accepted his ring wearing a Dodgers uniform, that was just weird.
Right. Yeah, it just ain't right. Just ain't right. But, it's just something we got to get used to, man, because ain't nobody guaranteed to no team anymore.
No, I mean, the man literally made the winning play to win the World Series, and he's gone.
On offense and defense.
Hit the last run and made the last out and gone.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is. And I mean, honestly, my opinion was that would be the for sure only player on the team that would stay.
Yeah.
And he's not the one to stay. So, but I don't know. I don't know how it all works. It's crazy, but nonetheless, got a good team. Austin Riley's awesome third base. Dansby's all-star player now, shortstop. Ozzy's hurt. Second baseman, they just pull somebody up from somewhere else. I can't remember where. Play second. And Matt Olson's on first base now, and I think he leads the league in extra base hits right now. So, it wasn't a bad deal to have Matt Olson come play for the Braves.
No, that's
but
not.
It's just not Freddie,
Yeah. All right. Well,
I don't know. I guess we're more like racing. We're more like that's my driver.
There's some loyalty to it.
he stays with the team, or he stays with Chevrolet, or he stays with not like Tyler Reddick and say I'm gonna beat Chevrolet all my life, and
that's
then
what
I'm gonna go to Toyota.
About to say was speaking of loyalty and contracts, Tyler Reddick wins a race. They all of a sudden announced that they picked up his 1-year option, which was funny to me anyway. It was like, well, we picked up your option. Normally, they don't really announce picking up an option.
Right.
That's kind of just done,
That's more baseball type stuff.
Exactly. Exactly. Normally, when they're announcing something like that, is they went ahead and signed a whole nother contract. It was like they just signed you for that year and then another 2 years or so or whatever. So at that time when I heard they picked up the option, I was like, something sounds kind of funny there. So now, going into the biggest 16-month probably lame duck will be Tyler Reddick going to 2311 Toyota. I get it as far as a move. To some extent, because 2311 is wanting drivers to, Toyota just in general seems to want drivers that are going to be good drivers, but they want them to grow there. They want them to grow their brand. Now they did.
That's the way Toyota's always been. Yeah.
Right. Now, I mean, they did bring in Kurt Busch over there because they needed some experience over there to kind of help them. But I don't think Kurt Busch got too many years left, personally.
I think he got to the end of next year.
I think so too. That's exactly what it sounded like. Because Denny Hamlin just said a couple months ago it'll probably be a long time before they expanded to 3 cars. So, like, all right, what's that tell me?
Exactly.
But anyway, so, but probably the most, I don't know, I ain't gonna say most unprofessional, but RCR comes out, they have to give their, I call it a rebuttal statement pretty much. They come out and say, we appreciate everything Tyler's done for us, blah, 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 blah. Then at the end, they had to put, but this has to be the worst possible timing for this announcement. It's like, wow.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like you say, it's coming off a win, man. They hadn't had a win in, Austin Dillon's looked up in a couple, major races. I say looked up, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. You can say what you want, but
there was one last year. He actually won. He actually drove hard too.
Right.
But yeah, I get exactly what you mean. I don't think.
I mean, that's tough, man. I mean, for Tyler to go, Tyler drove his butt off on a road course. We've said it. I don't know how long now. If there's a way to see a driver potential and, well, I'm not even gonna say as much as equipment as driver. Road course is it, man. And dude, what's up with all these dirt drivers being so dominant in a road course? I just don't understand. And I mean, I don't know. It's crazy to me, but
I think it's just a car control thing.
Yeah, I think it is too. I really do. But we've said that for a long time though. RCR really has been. It just seems like it's behind. It's behind the 8 ball for his technology and coming on to new things and finding speed and I think Tyler's helped them do that in some ways. But as far as Tyler wanting to try to better himself to a better car, better equipment, I can't blame him for that.
No, I can't blame him for that, and I don't think Tyler really had anything to do with the announcement at all. He's just kind of the pawn in the middle of it.
Right.
I think probably they were talking about, is being the worst possible time for the announcement. It sounds like to me that 2311 wanted to announce it, trying to pick up sponsors for him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right off a win. Heck yeah, let's go ahead and start getting that ball rolling. Right.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like it sounded like they didn't have many sponsors lined up for him yet. So it's like, well, he come off a win, we can tie some sponsors down now for it. So
right. Yeah, I mean, I kind of see Monster going with Ty Gibbs. I don't see Monster staying there just loyal to 2311 Motorsports. I don't see that.
Well, I agree with you, but who knows with Monster? They might stay on both. They might
sponsor 2 cars. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're already sponsoring still Haley in the truck, so I mean, so there ain't no telling.
Right.
I mean,
no, there really isn't. So a lot to see, a lot to come of that.
Which speaking of Gibbs, though, Kyle Busch's contract still not signed. More talks about this week, and he even said he has talked to other teams.
Right.
But every time they talk to Joe Gibbs, it's like, oh, we're working on getting him signed.
Yeah, I can't believe it's not signed yet. Well, ain't you?
I was gonna say you kind of demand there. So.
Yeah, so you ought to know what's going on there, kind of. But, yeah, I don't know where he would go. I don't know. I mean, there's no room at Hendrick, and
yeah, I don't think he's going back to Hendrick. I think he burnt that bridge.
No, I think he did too. But I don't see Kyle going anywhere. Damn, I can see him going a lateral move.
There's an open ride at RCR.
I can't see that being lateral though. I swear I cannot. I just can't do it.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you. I think RCR's got the money for it to be a lateral move. Right now they just need some know-how, I think.
Yeah.
Because
They need whatever
if it was an old car,
Trackhouse got.
yeah, Trackhouse, yeah.
Trackhouse, sorry. I always say it wrong. I always do. It needs to be Trackhorse. Let's just change it.
It does sound better. But if this were the old car, I'd 100% agree with you that it's just so far off it wouldn't be a possibility.
Right.
With this car, I think that it is a possibility for pretty much any team to be a lateral move. They just got to have some know-how, and I mean, look at Corey LaJoie last week at Atlanta. I mean, that is definitely not a top of the line car. But in saying that, he kind of I will say that about Corey. I like Corey. If you listen to his podcast, Stacking Pennies, he really kind of tells it like it is. He tells everybody, you got an A engine, a B engine, especially when you're, one of these smaller teams. You lease engines from other places, or you buy engines from other places, and they tell you if it's their A engines or B engines or whatever. And a B engine might be an engine that's got the technology from the first of the year in it. They've found new stuff, make it more horsepower or something, just something. Whatever. It's not that they're going to build a bad motor to begin with, but he said that the car they had at Atlanta was top notch. He said him and Chase Elliott literally were running the same package, which showed. Right. Which showed.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, that's if they could get it to where I hate taking out the creativity, I guess we'll call it, from crew chiefs and bodybuilders and stuff like that. But at the same time, I like it to showcase the driver's talent. Because just like Tyler Reddick coming up and winning, that shows you right there the talent that is in some of these guys that you just haven't been able to notice with a car that there was no similarity in.
Right. Yeah, it takes away the back marker car, if you will, I guess. Nowadays, for sure, in this new car. But, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. I go on record and say right now that JR Motorsports, Junior Motorsports, whatever, they gonna start a cup team, and Kyle Busch gonna be the driver. There you go.
Jeez. That ain't a reach at all, is it? That would be something. They didn't really get along, and I don't. To hear them talk, I mean, they sat down together or whatever, but it don't sound like they really still are buddies by no means.
No, I don't think. I think their personalities clash just a little bit.
But that was kind of like Kurt Busch going and driving for Stuart Haas. I was like, how would that work with Tony Stewart?
Exactly. So you never know, man. You never know. It's crazy. It's crazy in the Cup Series now. With, like you said, it's cheaper on a Cup car than an Xfinity car. That's why there's so many people won't do it.
Yep.
Don't make sense to me. And something's got to change with that Xfinity car soon. It's going to have to.
I think something's going to happen with the whole Xfinity series. I think something's going to change there. I hate to say it. It may come to what they got to be able to sell something.
Right.
Because the Xfinity series isn't selling anything for the manufacturers right now.
No.
This almost hurts to say. Is that going to be the electric series?
I hope not. I sure hope not. But I mean, even trucks, man. I mean, it's just not bringing anything.
Well, actually, they say the manufacturers are saying they're selling more from the truck series than they are from the Xfinity series. They say they're selling more from the truck series than they are from any series right now.
Wow.
And it's not that I don't think it's that exactly they're selling from the series. It's just trucks are the biggest selling thing on the market right now. And so,
right.
And so they're more relatable to everybody, what everybody's driving on the road.
Right.
But I know even Dale Jr. said there was talks in NASCAR there possibly being a SUV series because SUVs got so
Oh,
big
my
one time.
goodness.
I
Wow.
said we'd call it the rollover series.
Yeah, for sure. You're like a bunch of unmarked police cars running around there because they'd be lowered and everything else.
Exactly. That's exactly what it looked like. So, but I feel like either gonna have to drop back. I think they're gonna have to change the motor in it. And personally, I don't think they should have ever gone to a V8 motor in them cars.
No, man, it was the best back when it was the 6 cylinders, man.
Well, this is what I'm thinking it's gonna go to. I don't think you'll see much of a speed difference, maybe a little bit. This is gonna be bad to say. If it's not electric, and this is just pure speculation of any sorts, we have no backing to back any of this up, so just throw that out there. What is one of the biggest selling cars that are driving on the road, car-wise? What type of motor is in them? With what technology? What would you think?
Well, honestly, I mean, I'd say the 6 cylinders everywhere. I mean, they're trying to put 6 cylinders in full-size vehicles now. They're trying to get rid of the V8.
But there's something more than that now. There is more 4-cylinder turbos everywhere.
Well, that's
now.
true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And they produce a heck of a lot of horsepower.
Exactly. I feel like that may be the way of the future.
Well, I would love to see something different. I mean, there needs to be a drastic change, in my opinion, from Xfinity to Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
There needs to be a drastic change. It don't need to be no 2/10 off of a Cup car. It don't need to be that.
No, they're almost. I mean, there's not enough. They don't look different. They don't perform enough different. Nothing from Saturday to Sunday.
No, they really don't.
So.
I really don't. And the only thing that, in my opinion, the only thing that draws people on Saturdays is tickets are cheaper, and you got Cup drivers coming back to drive Xfinity cars. That's the only thing that gets people in the seats on Saturday. I mean, does it make better racing? I don't see it. The trucks, yes. Trucks is by far, I mean, you go to Darlington, that's the best race of the weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way it's been. And whether it is for the truck, the way it drives, the lack of experience, the effort, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it puts on for a better race. But the Xfinity race to the Cup race, it really ain't no different, though. I mean, it's
no.
I just don't see much difference in it.
No.
But they got to do something. They got to bring the cost down in that series for sure. If it's going to stay afloat.
Yep, they do for sure. But you want to know somewhere that the cost is always down and the performance is high?
Yeah, that's definitely SRI. Can't be nowhere else.
SRI Performance. They are your one-stop shop for all things racing. Guys, time to make them cars go fast. Go to SRI Performance. Get all your performance parts you need for your race vehicle. Also, you can buy some awesome performance parts for your street vehicle even there. They have the latest of technologies in stock for your cars. Head over there. Get what you need today. Tell them we sent you. Get online even. Fill up that shopping cart, as everybody likes to do online. And when you get there to the end, and it tells you put in promo code, put in the one that says CBONE10. That's C as in
Chicken.
BONE 10. Get yourself 10% off at time of checkout. Who don't like 10% off? I like 10% off.
Everybody likes 10% off.
Well, head on over to www.sriperformance.com and get hooked up today. Also, same thing with stock car steel and aluminum. Guys, it is time to make them cars look a little better for this end of the season coming up. No, there's a lot of big races coming up, so head over there and get you some aluminum sheets, some painted aluminum, whatever else structural steels that you need to get your cars fixed back up to standard where they need to be, and over at Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. They got everything you will possibly need, plus more. Like we say, then painted sheets, but that is just the beginning of it, guys. They got Pro Moly tubing, build some awesome roll cages out of, any other materials that you could possibly think of. And like I talked to a lot of guys about on here a lot of times, it's not just for racing. They got materials there that even Sterling would need every day.
Absolutely.
So y'all head over to Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Get yourself hooked up on all the materials that you will possibly need. And while you're in the area, head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Get yourself hooked up on a awesome engine. I don't care what kind. If it's anything from a crate to a supermotor, anything in between, any type of car you got, guys, go get yourself hooked up with an Earl Ramey Racing Engine. Get all the power you can. While you're over there, get you some time on the chassis dyno, guys. That thing is insane with being the most cost-effective thing you will ever use. You get your car on that chassis dyno, and you'll find out all the add-ons and bolt-ons you'll need on that motor to make it that much better. Anything you can put on your car to make more horsepower at the wheels, and tell them we sent you over at Earl Ramey Racing Engines.
Go get them.
Go get them. And one of them things you're probably going to bolt on there, guys, just to let you know, if you really want to get all the power you can out of it, is some Profab headers and exhaust. Profab headers got some of the best looking headers on the market, but beyond the looks of it, the performance of these guys will just leave you speechless. They are top performing headers that you'll find, because as their slogan says for them, they are quality that wins, and that is no lie. You look at these things, and people like Sterling that see a lot of welding every day. You can appreciate some of these welds and stuff they doing on these good looking headers over there.
Absolutely, man. They got the best of the best people there working, and take pride in their work and do it right, man. You ain't got to worry about them. You pick up some headers from there, you ain't got to worry about it. For sure.
I mean, they are on all the winners out there. Guys like Chris Ferguson, Derek Griffith runs them on his late model. There's so many people out there that run them. So y'all go pick you up some too, and tell them we appreciate all the support.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we got a few other things to tend to here. Got a few other things to talk about, but I want to go to the phone real quick. Got a young lady gonna come on here and talk to us a little bit about her racing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on the phone now is a little lady who is making a big name for herself in the world of Bandolero cars right now. Miss Olivia Murray. Olivia, how's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
I am wonderful here for a Monday. Well, like I said, you are making a big name for yourself. I noticed myself racing out at Florence Motor Speedway herself. I think about every time I think I've seen you out there, you take home the win with them things. So you're doing awesome in them things.
Thank you.
So how long have you, tell us, first of all, I want to give you a chance to introduce yourself, more or less. Just tell everybody who you are, where you're from, all that good stuff.
So I'm Olivia Murray. I'm 15, and I started racing in 2019. Got a car, my very first car. My dad surprised me with it for Christmas in 2018, and I started practicing with it at Wake County Speedway, the closest track to us, which is like 15 minutes. And just started getting my feet wet a little bit, helping my brother out with national points and stuff. And I was also not a professional dancer, but competitive dancer So, taking on dancing and racing, it was a little harder than I expected, but in 2020, I got my feet wet a little bit more. Won the 2020 Winter Nationals beginner bandle championship. So they sent me a letter, told me I had to move up to Outlaws because of my age, but because I whipped all the boys' butts.
There you go.
But last year was my first full year taking it on and traveling everywhere. But this year I quit dance just so I could go farther in racing.
I hear you there. That competitive dance stuff is something else. My niece has done that for years herself, and that's some crazy stuff. And you talk about whipping boys' butt. I believe every one of you dancers could do that anyway.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Y'all have I told my niece, I was like, I don't ever want any of y'all to throw a kick at me with all them leg muscles y'all have.
Oh yes, very much.
But competitive wise, I want to ask about that. Competitive wise, how since you did that for so long, when you moved to racing, did that competitiveness just grow even that much more, or is that something you've just always had, or how'd that go for you?
Well, so when I was little, I did soccer and pageants and everything. So I've always been super duper competitive, and I was always trying to do stuff when I was little because I always did not want to be at home. I was always wanting to do something. So I will probably always be competitive my whole entire life. And but being out here, I think I've gotten even more competitive, but I've had to calm myself a tiny bit with my emotions. But yeah, my competitiveness has definitely striped.
That's good. That's a good thing to have in racing. So you were, I know we talked the other day, and are you at Charlotte Motor Speedway now, going for some practice tonight?
Yes, sir.
You were running this summer shootout up there. How's that been going for you?
It's been going pretty good. I finished, I want to say 5 of the 6 rounds. One of them I've gotten top 3 like 2 or 3 times, but in like 12th once, but I've been making a name for myself. Currently top 3 in points. I was leading points one week, but got taken out. But I will definitely be leading points because I'm just going to make myself be leading points. But
there you go.
Hoping for another win up here and everywhere else. But this is definitely my focus right now.
There you go. That is the attitude I like to hear there. That's not even, you're talking about being competitive. That's not even competitive. That's just knowing what's going to happen there. I like it. But you got to be that way, don't you? If not, there's no use in going out there, right?
Yep. When I first started racing, I told my dad, I was like, I don't want to be that kid in the back that spins out and gets lapped. I was like, I want to be one of the kids that are like up in the front, you know, beating and banging on everyone and getting top 5s and stuff. So that's what I'm doing.
Well, there you go, because you're definitely doing it, and I don't even see the beating and banging. Normally, I just see you just walking off from everybody. You know, don't even have to beat and bang. So, all right. Well, going from bandos there, what is your next step? What are you wanting to do next?
Personally, I want to do late models, but my dad says I should probably go to a legend before I go that big. But I will definitely get up to late models at some point and probably go higher if I get some sponsorships and stuff.
Look, I ain't gonna like it too much. You come up here and run legends with us. I get outrun enough by your teammates weekly. I don't need to get outrun by you too. All right.
All right.
No, it's fun. It's fun. I like it. I just started running legends this year myself. I waited a lot later in life to do it than most of y'all have. I'm 36 now, so you know, I just decided to jump in a legend now. I was in go-karts forever, and then this opportunity come up, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. Sounds fun to me. So So I think you will probably, if you decide to move up to a legend, you will probably greatly excel at them. And like I've heard from a lot of people, they say if you can run a legend, you can pretty much drive anything. So I got a feeling you will have a big path ahead of you.
I think so too. Hoping that I will be making my name bigger for myself in the future too.
Good deal. Good deal. All right. Well, like I said, I've seen you win there quite a few times myself. What's one of the favorite tracks you go to for you?
I've been to so many different tracks, up and down the East Coast. I've been to Tennessee and Florida. I think Citrus County in Florida is probably one of my favorite tracks because you don't have a plate on and you mainly go, like, you barely use brakes, so you go for it all the way around. So I think that's my favorite track.
You just like that speed.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, what is your we know you running the Summer Nationals there, or Summer Shootout, I'm sorry, in Charlotte. So what's your schedule coming up looking like?
So we'll finish out the shootout and stuff, but in between the shootouts, we might be running some Wake County, some different tracks. We don't really know any tracks that are out there, but we'll definitely be at different tracks. Definitely Florence. But we'll see what's around popping up.
Good deal. Good deal. Sounds good. All right, Olivia. Well, that's been awesome. Let everybody know who helps you out on there, what sponsors you want to thank, all that fun stuff.
AK Performance for doing practically everything to my car. Canco Landscapes. That's about it.
There you go. There you go. Well, good deal. All right. Well, I know you got some practice to go get into here in just a little while. So go down there and put some big laps up.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. I appreciate Miss Olivia Murray coming on, telling us all about her Bandolero career. And, she says she's going to come up to the legend cars next and whoop up on all of us. So I'm scared already.
Hey, you better look out for her, bro. She'll be coming. Yeah, for sure.
I'm telling you, bro. She fast. She is fast. So that's cool. That is cool. It's cool to see young ladies in the sport coming up. It's awesome. And like she says, she go out there and whoop up on the boys, which scares me.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome, man. She determined that she's determined to do it, and she gonna do it, man.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's go back to the phone again here, and talk to another young lady here. Ladies and gentlemen, on the line now is another young lady making a big name for herself, Miss Tegan Evans. Tegan, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I am wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Oh, good deal. Well, Tegan, I want to allow you a moment here. If anybody doesn't already know who you are, I want to give you a second here to kind of introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are, what you're racing, where you're out of, and all that fun stuff.
My name's Tegan Evans. I'm 19 years old. I'm from Clinton, Iowa, and I wheel the T22 super late model.
And I want to tell you what, that was one of the best looking late models I think I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what it is.
You.
That gold on there, that is the coolest looking car.
Yeah, we wanted to do something different this year, something we never tried. So we went all out and did something crazy, and I think it looks pretty good.
It does. I mean, it really does. I saw it, and I was like, man, that thing looks good.
Thank you.
I don't know what it is about them 22 cars between you or either Chris Ferguson. You got the gold. He had that silver that came out of Eldora. I was like, all that just looks awesome. So, well, cool deal. Well, you just said you were from Clinton, Iowa there. So, we're across a time zone here, ladies and gentlemen. So we're stepping up in the world. But where's your normal racetracks that you like to run at?
We're right on the Illinois border. Like, I'm in Illinois in about 3-5 minutes, something like that. So we are in UMP country. And I call my local track, it's like 2 hours away, but we spend a lot of our time at Peoria Speedway on Saturday nights. And in that area, Fairbury Speedway. I grew up racing Spoon River, Farmer City, Macon Speedway, just more in the Illinois UMP area.
All them bull rings out there.
Yep.
That is where I tell everybody, if you can drive those tracks, you can drive anywhere, because that is that's hard-nosed racing country out there.
Yes, it is. It's lots of door banging. I mean, I always say too, like where you guys are from down in Tennessee, I always think that that's where the real drivers come from, and then y'all seem to say it's more up north than it's us. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's funny. I think everybody says that all across the country, but it's like everybody. There's so many good people across the country that are good drivers.
Yes, there is.
And it is certain things they pick up. It seems like from each track that makes them that good a driver. So it's really cool to see, especially when everybody somehow comes together at some big race, and you notice that all these guys are all really good.
Yeah, well, right now, we got the Summer Nationals deal going on, and Peyton Freeman, I think is his name. He came up here, and he said in one of his interviews, I'm not used to racing on stuff like this, and he's getting pretty good. He's getting pretty freaking good on our racetracks up here.
Yeah, he really is. We've had him on the show before, and he's one of our MPM drivers, and he is a boy's good. A boy's real good.
Yeah, yes he is.
But let's go back to you a little bit. So where did you start racing?
I started in go-karts when I was 10, dirt go-karts, and I did that for a couple years. And then when I turned 12, we have a series around here. It's called Kid Mods, and it's a full-size modified with a 4-cylinder engine. We did that for a year. And then after that, I didn't want to do the open wheel stuff at all. I'm a late model girl, but I decided to do the crate late models when I was 13, I believe, and I did that up until 17, we did Macon, Peoria, the Bull Rings, Farmer City every weekend, and started to travel a little bit. We went to Brownstown and Florence and kind of started to go down south a little. And then when I turned 17, 18, we jumped in the Super, and this is my third year running Super late models.
Oh, good deal. So how have you, one, I know everybody, I say, hey, when you ask them if they like Super late models, like, oh yeah, I love the speed. But, so I know you're going to say you like it, but how have you felt like yourself that you have adapted to it?
I think one of the biggest things is not even motor. I think it's the tires. Going from, we ran 40s or 55s on every corner of the car, no matter where you went. It's hard to get that car to stick, and with no motor, you know what I mean? It's a little difficult. So I think one of the biggest jumps was not only the horsepower difference, but the tires. So I just feel like I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the horsepower jump. And then the other thing, a lot of these guys nowadays are restricting their motors. So we went from the crate to the Super, but around here with these bull rings, and they often slick off, you're putting a restrictor plate in it or a smaller carb anyway, so you're actually going back down to that horsepower kind of where I started, So yeah, I love the jump. I feel like it's easier to drive with the bigger motor in there, but everybody's got a different opinion on that.
Well, it always seems like to me when you got more torque, more horsepower, you can kind of use the throttle to steer the car a little bit more.
Exactly. That's how I feel, yeah.
So that's always fun to see, and it's fun to – I always like the people like you saying that feel that way, because it seems like they're for whatever reason, they're a lot more fun to watch because they like to use that throttle pedal.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Well, good deal. All right. Well, so what have you how has racing gone this year for you?
It started off to a bit of a struggle. We had put our motor in, and we ran a few races, and we were at Davenport Speedway on a weekday, and I just kept saying, we're down on horsepower. It just doesn't feel right. And he said when it was idling and when I pulled out to go to my B main, he was like, man, it just didn't sound right. So we pulled it in the garage the next morning and found out that I had actually hurt a motor. And at that moment, you don't really know what to do because we don't have, just another motor sitting there that we can just throw in. So we called Earl and we were basically like, what do we do? And Earl said to bring it down, they'll crack it open, see what's wrong with it, and try to get it back to us. But with parts and everything, we didn't know how long we'd be down for or what was going on. So my dad thankfully went and bought a steel block motor, which is down a little bit of horsepower from the Super. But like I said, these tracks around here, you don't always need all that power.
Right.
So we threw the steel block in, and it took us a few days to get it going. But once we've got a really good car this year, I feel like, and I don't mean to jinx it, but, like we go to the bigger races, like we just ran a Lucas race and we did a Summer Nationals race, and, we can't keep up, especially on the bigger tracks like Davenport and stuff like that. But around home and on the smaller bull rings, we're doing pretty good. So I think our season, although it's almost halfway over, I feel like it's finally taken off and we're finally headed in the right direction.
Hey, better late than never. That's what I always say.
Yes, I agree.
So, well, good deal. Good deal. Well, we're definitely pulling for you over here.
Thank you.
So, who do you want to put their name out there and everything that's helping you out on the car this year?
Oh, I gotta thank Super Clean, Riverbend Pizza, Ambassador Animal Hospital, ProFab, of course, Doug's Heating and Air Conditioning, Route Construction, AirMax Heating and Cooling, Earl with Ramey Race Engines, Huguenin Sewer and Plumbing, ATC Bolts and Fasteners, and then a huge, huge, huge shout out to my dad, because without him, man, this stuff wouldn't be possible for me. So I really appreciate that.
And pretty much most of the time, it's you and your dad going to the track, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's always been my dad and I, whether it's at the shop or at the racetrack. It's pretty just me and him. And my boyfriend jumped on board this year to kind of take some of the workload off of me. So he's in the shop every night too, and then he comes to the racetrack, and man, does it help. But yeah, I can't thank my dad enough. He does whatever he can to make sure I can live out my dream, and it's been awesome.
That's cool, and it's a lot more fulfilling, I say, when it's you putting in the hard work for it and you seeing results from it. So that's really cool.
Thank you.
Really, really cool. Well, what's up next for you?
Right now we're just kind of doing more of the, like I said, small boring local stuff. Like this weekend we'll be at Peoria Speedway again on Saturday. I know we've got a couple specials planned coming up end of July, August. More like the Mars races and stuff like that. And then in the end of August, I go back to school out in Ohio. I go to UNOH. So I'll go back out there and we'll basically just start doing more races down south. We'll travel a little bit. I love racing in Kentucky, and Kentucky's right there. So I know we're going to head out to Mountain Motor in the fall, maybe like Cumberland if they have a race down there. But yeah, we're just going to stick around home a little bit, and then in the fall we'll start traveling more and branch out.
Good deal, good deal. Well, speaking of that real quick, I want to touch on that. You going to UNOH. What are you taking out there?
High Performance Motorsports.
High Performance Motorsports. That's what I figured you were going for. So.
I always said that I've always wanted to be on the mechanical side of things as well as driving. I want to learn how to build my own motors or rear ends or transmissions, and I've always loved cars, and to be able to have a school that has a program specifically for what I'm into has been amazing. It's been insane. And I mean, I've learned so much being out there, and it has helped me so much in the garage and at the shop, and just to get a better understanding, of mechanically how things are working, and I can do this now, you know what I mean? It's an amazing feeling.
Good deal. That's awesome to hear. I like drivers that want to know actually how things are working myself. It irritates me with these I'll just say it, these kids these days that literally know how to do nothing but hold a steering wheel. So
and I mean, there's some people that'll come up to me and they'll ask me, about this or about the motor, and I'm gonna be like, to be honest, I can't explain that to you. Like I don't know, but there's a lot of times where it's the opposite, and I can actually, I'm educated on it, and I can tell them exactly what I'm feeling and what changes I'm gonna make and how I'm gonna do it, and my dad has always worked on cars his whole life, so ever since I was little, cars has kind of been a major thing in my life. So I've always been around them. I've always loved working on them, and I knew ever since I was little that that's kind of what I wanted to do for my career as well.
And I bet you're one of them that when you don't know the answers to one of those questions, that by the next weekend you're gonna find out and know that answer, aren't you?
Well, exactly. I'll ask my dad like, hey, they asked me this, I couldn't tell him. Well, he'll break it down and he'll explain it in kind of a way for me to understand. And if I don't understand, well, I'm just gonna keep asking. You know what I mean? Yeah, I gotta know.
Exactly.
But and yeah, I'm the first one to ask them questions, whether it's in the garage or at school. I don't care. I gotta know. You know what I mean? And there's no other way to know than to ask.
That's right. That is 100% right. Well, cool deal, Tegan. Well, we sure appreciate you coming on here tonight and hanging out with us. And we definitely wish you the best of luck in all the upcoming races, and hope to have you back on here soon.
Heck yeah. Thank you.
All right. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank Miss Tegan Evans for coming on, driving that dirt late model, making a name for herself.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
I love all the women in the sport, man. Got to have all the women in the sport. Got to have it.
Yeah, for sure. They're just making all of us look bad.
Yeah, no doubt.
They got an advantage. I don't know what advantage is, but they got an advantage.
I don't know what it is, but they got it.
They got it. Oh, all right. A few more things to cover here. A little more news here. Had a couple things come out of Kyle Larson this past week that were quite surprising. Well, one of them not so surprising. I don't think him, saying he's going to have his own series, it was too surprising.
No.
But that's a pretty cool series they can run, which is only 12 races. Look like going to be a summer deal.
Right.
But they're going to pay some big money.
That's right. Midweek stuff on flow racing, can't beat it, man. It's perfect.
No, that's going to be awesome to see. And that's the sprint car deals. And I'm not normally a sprint car guy, but when stuff comes up like that, I'm just a racing guy at that point. I just want to watch some awesome racing, and that'll definitely put on some awesome racing for that kind of money.
For sure. It definitely will. It'll definitely draw some good cars there, and with Brad Sweet and with Kyle running, they're going to run all of them. That's going to definitely draw some crowds, and especially for during the week stuff, man. That's cool. I love it.
Yeah. And I heard it's going to be from anywhere, what they say, $25,000 to $50,000 to win.
Yeah.
Depending on which week. I'm like, Jesus.
They bring some money in it.
Yeah. Which brings us to the next point that Kyle Larson brought up this past week. Something we have been saying for years and years and years. He has said if things do not change, he does not see himself entering the Chili Bowl this year. For the simple fact of basically he's saying the promoter needs to get off some more money. We've been saying this for years. We've been saying there's no reason that should not be a $50,000 to win race.
Right.
Right now is a $10,000 to win race for the Chili Bowl. You are out there for at least a week. I mean, that.
Yeah.
And if you run in the Tulsa Shootout, anything in the Tulsa Shootout, you're going to be there even longer. So it's I don't know. It's I 100% agree with him. Now, what I don't agree with is there has been people all week since that come out saying, why does he need any money? Blah, 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 blah. Well, what they're not smart enough to realize, if you've been saying that, you are not smart enough to realize Kyle Larson doesn't need any of that money. $10,000 is a drop in the bucket to Kyle Larson. $50,000 is a drop in the bucket to Kyle Larson. If you're saying that, you are not smart enough to realize he's not saying it for him. He is saying it for the everyday Joe Blow that is trying to make a living out of racing a race car in general. and
Right.
mainly in the midgets. He knows that you can't go out there with a full crew paying guys, with fuel prices the way it is, with hotel prices, with whatever else it's going to cost you to go out there and stay for a week. I know, I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was Tyler Courtney.
I believe, yeah.
Tyler Courtney said if he went out there and won, he's at least going to be $5,000 in the hole.
Yeah.
Now, I understand prestige of racing. I understand, like, we even used to go to Daytona and race for absolutely $0 when we raced go-karts because it was
Right.
purely prestige. But it is a different day and time. Gas is no longer $1 a gallon, by no means. These cars have about quadrupled, if not more, in prices over the last 20 years. The Chili Bowl has been paying the same thing since it started.
Right.
And
yeah, that's crazy to me.
I'm going to say myself that I have to 100% agree with everything that Kyle Larson said.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Ticket prices ain't stayed the same since it started.
Exactly.
Entry fees ain't stayed the same since it started. So,
Yes,
they can say what they want to. They can put more money in it, and they need to. So,
yeah.
we'll see what happens.
It's crazy. It's Emmett Hahn is the promoter for Chili Bowl, and he came out and I ain't whatever word for word. I'm just kind of summarizing what he said is basically that Kyle Larson didn't understand what went all into it and blah 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 blah, and he can't pay no more and all this other stuff, and it really just come across to me as greedy.
Right.
I want to make more money. I don't disagree that it doesn't cost to run that race, but I got a good feeling he's making a lot more than he's paying out.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
So that was interesting to hear. So we'll see how that ball rolls from there. Christopher Bell still has not signed up to run it, so we shall see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what hurts the most, I guess.
We definitely will. But we'll see if also some of our MPM guys will be back out there running it this year. McAllister, Precision Marketing, get with Tanya over there at MPM and get on track to be a big name in the racing industry. She is in the know of everything there is racing. Guys, if you are looking to advance your career in racing and be a big name in the sport, you got to have good marketing behind your back, and she is there for you. So, guys, head over to marketwithmpm.com and talk with Tanya, and she will get you on the right track to be at the top of your game. Anyway, what else we got here?
I don't know, man. I know there was Clash cars at Fayetteville not too far from us, but
There was some clash. Speaking of our buddy Willie Milliken went to Halifax with the Steel Block Bandits on Friday night. Picked up his first win of the season with them. He's had kind of a tough season. Been up and down. All right, then it'd be bad, and then come back up front. But he finally picked up a win with them on Friday night, and then turn around with the Carolina Clash Supers and at Fayetteville on Saturday night and ran second with them. So proud of our buddy Willie Milliken.
absolutely, man. That's awesome for him.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Well, hey, man, we got some more racing coming up. You got some racing coming up this weekend, hopefully, weather permit. and be back at it, man.
We do. We got the it is a makeup race because it rained it out last time. The Charles Hutto Memorial Race. Y'all see it. I've posted quite a few things on our Facebook page about it, and I'll probably be posting a lot more about it. Big race coming up this weekend. Charles Hutto Memorial. A lot of money on the line for somebody in a street stock. So y'all, if you got a street stock, you're going to want to be there. You could easily walk away with about $5,000. Y'all heard Jerry Smith on here a few weeks ago. It's going to be a big race for sure.
Yes.
And also the Grand National Super Series, they're there. Frank Kimmel will be there. Jeremy Mayfield will be there. Be a good race. They've put on they run twin races everywhere they go. So it'll be
be a good show.
Be a real good show for sure. So looking forward to that at Dillon Motor Speedway here this Saturday. Y'all come out and hang out with us.
Yes, sir.
But yep, looks like about what we got going on this week. But well, cool. Well, want to thank as always all our partners here: SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, RK Motorsports Consulting, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, Profab Headers and Exhaust, also Ford Bite. Our boy Cole Train picked him up another win this past weekend. In his first year in the 305 sprints. So that's really cool to see. Turnaround on Saturday night, had some rear end problems, but guys actually gave him a spare rear end to run for the race. I think I can't remember where he finished. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I saw it. I was more thrilled about, they helped. He got some help changing out a rear end. They got it back on track, got him going, so it was good. It was a good deal.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, Ford Bike guys, awesome apparel. Y'all go check it out. They get you some good stuff for sure. Summertime's here, but it won't be long, and summertime actually be gone. It'll be cooling down before you know it. School's about back in session. Don't you want your kids to have some cool T-shirts to go back to school with?
That's right.
So y'all go head over to Ford Bike. Also, Checkered, the race hub. Y'all go check them out. We're on Checkered. You get on Checkered. It's cool stuff. It is social media all about racing. So y'all go check it out for sure. But anyway. All right. Well, what you think?
Hey, man, that was a good one. Go get you some medicine.
I'm going to go take some. I'm going to go pass out or something. I'm going to go eat. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, go do that.
All right, guys. Well, we sure appreciate y'all hanging out with us again this week. Also, real quick, while I got on here, I know it's at the last of the show. I put it on our Facebook. I know our buddies, Shay Lane, Bosie Lane down there, they got a car for sale. If everybody looking for a awesome late model, asphalt late model. They got a car that's never touched track before. Go look at our Facebook page. It's got, I shared it on there. Real good price for a car that can be ready to race for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I know I don't normally sell much on here, but I figure I help him out.
Hey, it might help.
I got to run down there and pick up some scales from him, actually. I bought that part. We bought that part of it, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. Well, we sure appreciate y'all hanging out with us, and I reckon we will see y'all next week.
Later.